Hello and welcome to Revelation Station. Now, the war on terror is something you may associate most with the United States of America. It has led coalitions into battle in numerous countries such as Iraq and Afghanistan to fight Islamic terrorism. However, you may also be aware that other countries have been doing their own wars on terror. Russia has its own war on terror. You can see the results of that in Chechnya and also in the North Caucasus. But you may not have heard that China is also having its own war on terror in the Xinjiang, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, region of the nation. Some have claimed that this is another example of China persecuting the religious in the same way they persecuted the Buddhists in Tibet. But is this the case in China? Well, if we actually think about this, surely China should be more concerned with the Christian population if it just wishes to knock down any kind of rising religion due to the surge in the Christian population in China. So I'm not entirely convinced by what I've seen so far that this is just China trying to clamp down on religious expression and religious freedom. Now, because they've done this before, arguably, with the Tibetan Buddhists, I think most people would agree that was religious persecution right there by the Chinese. So I think there's a lot of skepticism about what exactly this war on terror is, because China's not known for having a Muslim terrorist problem. In fact, I'd say they've come off quite well. We've seen attacks in many parts of the world, in the Middle East, North Africa, Europe and even the US. I'm not aware of any attacks taking place in China. Certainly not any large-scale ones. Arguably, though, this is because of China's successful war on terror. We'd love to know what your thoughts are. Is this another example of China persecuting the religious, as it has done in the past, certainly with the Buddhists and arguably with other faiths such as Christianity at different points? Is China now turning its attention to Islam to bring that down in China? As say, why aren't they doing this with the Christians, as Christianity is experiencing a huge boost in China in recent years? Some speculation that the number of adherents of the Christian faith will soon overtake the number of members of the Chinese Communist Party. So, as I say, you'd think the Chinese would be more worried about that if this is merely religious persecution. What is your opinion? If this is just a war on terror, is this perhaps the most successful war on terror, or is it not ambitious enough? Certainly not as ambitious as the US's war on terror. Probably not as ambitious as Russia's either. Let us know what your thoughts are. Thanks for tuning in to Revelation Station.